choice of shot. That read slightly more difficult, but if he'd taken the outside one and just missed it, he was leaving O'Sullivan an easy one to right middle.
So difficult
24.
to pick a winner between these two players. But if you're to go on experience, Stephen Hendry, well, 6 embassy titles. He's been here so many times before. He's very good at pacing himself over the long matches. But it's still on the toss of a coin who's going to eventually reach the final.
Immense determination and concentration going into this from Hendry. O'Sullivan hoping for a mistake. One did arrive very unexpectedly in the last frame when Hendry was on 38-0.
Very interesting. He didn't feel happy on the shot first time. He got up and composed himself and got down again. He knew the importance of this long red. As you mentioned, Clive, in that previous frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan cleared up at the break of 84 to take it. And he had a break of 81 in the frame previous to that, so Stephen Hendry trying to kill this frame off if he possibly can.
$49. $56. $57.
Wanted a bit more angle on the black. Not sure if that red next to the pink, he may be able to get onto that one. It'd be interesting to see whether he goes into the reds or plays for the one next to the blue. He needs a few more pots. It's a natural angle to go into the reds.
Into the bunch, hoping for an easy one to pop out of it, to give him the one remaining red he needs, to leave O'Sullivan needing a snooker.
I think everyone thought he almost knocked the green in there. Amazing the pace he played that at. He only needed the red. I think he was after the high break prize there, Clive. He wanted to get right back up the table.
77.
He was, in fact, on a maximum, but his overriding objective surely is to win this frame, and he is going to do that.
78.
And he does have a chance to supersede the highest break.
Amazing, I was concentrating so much on the break,
85.
didn't realise it was all blacks. But the crowd did. There was gasps when he cannoned the green. They knew what Stephen Hendry was after. And nice to see Stephen Hendry having a laugh with referee John Williams, but he has been so relaxed over the past 15 days.
Still on course for a possible 144.
$93. $94.
If he's to beat the high break, he could take one pink with the last two reds and still beat that 142, but it's going to be very difficult. He won't play for the blue. He'll be screwing back for pink or black.
No highest break prize, at that time anyway, but a break of 101 enables Hendry to regain the lead at 11.
No score yet.
1.
Yeah, the brown was always going to be a problem in playing that shot. He's done well to finish on a red, but if he's straight on this, well, he's got an angle, so he can get to pink or blue.
4.
It just depends on the angle he has on the pink here. If it's straight, he can drop nicely on a red. It's just off straight, but no problem. You can just avoid the reds or just nudge them.
Ten.
Perfectly judged to nudge black away from the red and leave it potable.
And each time that Ronnie O'Sullivan draws level, Stephen Hendry seems to be able to lift his game, and it really has been a splendid match, this.
$90. $26.
Has left this a little thinner than intended.
Doesn't have to go into the reds if he doesn't want. There's one available to the left corner. He can just drop the blue in.
$32. $33.
You have to go into them this time, though. And that is just
40.
spot on. Terrific chance now.
41. $48. 49.
'Already 2 centuries in this session, so this is
55.
vintage Stephen Hendry we're watching, back to his best.
56. 63.
Just red and high value colour. And O'Sullivan would need a snooker.
64. 69. 70.
So what with his 101 in the previous frame and this 70, Hendry has kept O'Sullivan 25 minutes without potting a ball.
Well, that was a terrific shot because he was almost straight on the pink. How he managed to force that angle, that was special.
77.
White just bouncing off the cushion. A lot quicker than he thought.
$84. 85. 92. 93.
Well, this is the Hendry of old. Back-to-back centuries.
100.
Thought the red moved the brown. It was a good effort.
101.
He might play for the yellow this time, leave an angle to move the brown. So if this comes off, he could have a total clearance.
106.
Didn't quite move it enough, but he'll have another go at it here.
108.
Centuries, 101, and in that frame 108 takes Stephen Hendry 2 frames clear at 12:10. O'Sullivan's first pot for 29 minutes.
8. Nine.
Very important for O'Sullivan to respond now after the onslaught of the last 2 frames. If he can win this frame and the remaining frame of the morning,
16.
it'll be 12 all going into this evening's final session.
17.
Well, I've been so impressed with Ronnie O'Sullivan
24.
throughout this championship. He's been fully
25.
focused. And his concentration has been pretty good as well.
32. 33.
'That's a bit unlucky. Knocked the red over the centre pocket, but can't
40.
get through to it. And he hasn't got an easy pot on. It's going to require something very special to continue here. This is the delicate little one into the left middle pocket. It's there though.
41.
Well, I just can't believe the standard that we're witnessing here.
48.
6 red, 6 blacks.
49. 56.
'Using the straightforward red in the right centre, playing this one to get back for the black.
57.
And the red at the back of the bunch of 5s available.
64. 65.
His main concern will be to clinch the frame. And we all know what Ronnie O'Sullivan has now got on his mind.
Ten reds, 10 blacks.
80. 81.
A very promising maximum attempt against John Parrott, failed on 105.
88. 89.
If he can get on that one at the back of the 3 reds, he'll free the other 2. In fact, the one next to the pink's available into the left
96.
corner. Brilliant.
97.
The maximum in 5 minutes, 20 seconds 2 years ago. It won't be quicker, but 104. It'll be just as warmly received.
105.
urging the cue ball forward.
112.
£147,000 for a maximum. And it's within his grasp now.
120. 122. 125.
Not just a marvellous break, but a marvellous one in context, having just sat out 2 centuries.
129.
Stephen Hendry will be the first one to congratulate him.
$134.
This is not straightforward. Come on, Ronnie.
£147,000 slips away, but a terrific effort of 134 just overcut it. Cheered out of the arena. O'Sullivan's great effort reduces.
Well, I was hoping for a little safety bath just to get back to normal here, but
8.
this is amazing.
9. 16. 7.
Here we go again.
$24.
Bit awkward now. Have to play for the blue here.
25. 30.
Had 3 centuries and 3 frames.
31.
2 from Hendry, 101 and 108. O'Sullivan's attempted maximum, stopping short on 134. We also had a century in the first frame of the morning from Hendry. This is as good as it gets.
38. 39. 44. 45.
Hendry just wondering whether he is going to get a
51.
chance for a counter-attack in this frame,
52.
and whether O'Sullivan is going to win it in a single visit to level at 12 all. going into this evening's final session.
$59.
I think the red in the middle of the 5 is available. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to
67.
have commentated on this session of snooker.
68.
I keep saying things about this game, but I've never seen anything like it.
$75.
John
76.
Williams only just time to get the ball up there. The rocket's off.
82. 83. $90. 91.
And referee John Williams dashing around the table. He's going to need a lie down after this.
$98.
Back-to-back centuries from Hendry, now back-to-back centuries from O'Sullivan. 4 in 4 frames.
101.
Stephen Hendry led 10-7. He was caught at 10-all. Hendry 2 in front with 2 centuries. O'Sullivan levels with 2 of his own. 12-all going into the final session. This one has been absolutely terrific. Snooker for the gods.
Ladies and gentlemen, into the semi-final, winning please, Ronnie and
Ronnie O'Sullivan to get the first frame of the evening session underway. I expect our commentators are looking forward to this one. I'll hand you over to Woody Thorne and Clive Everton.
This should be something special. Although in terms of standard, it would have a job to be any special than it was this morning. Nice long pot, natural angle to get round behind the back of the black.
Stephen Hendry, 1.
Stephen decided to try and get the cue ball tight in behind the brown. Sometimes better to get the cue ball on the cushion so it forces your opponent to open the pack in the safety department. This is one of those Ronnie O'Sullivan specials, but it is the first frame of the evening.
Brilliantly as O'Sullivan has played, he's not potted all that many long ones in this match, but his break making once in has been dazzling. Yes, stroked in a treat.
Don't shout out when there's the table, right? It's not fair.
And it has been noticeable that O'Sullivan has been more successful in the long potting department when he has been stroking rather than stunning or screwing the ball in.
4.
And that was 2 excellent shots on the trot, because there you can clearly see you can now pot this red and get onto the black.
5.
Choice of pots here, one to the middle, one to the corner.
20.
If he took the one to the corner, he would have to go in and out of the pack of reds to get good position, so probably deciding to play out for the blue off this red. Looks to be screwing back, maybe playing for the black.
21. $28. 29. 36. 37. 44.
Didn't want quite at a glancing contact.
Yes, Clive, it's one of those situations when the back of the reds is in a flat line, you have to hit them half ball, and Ronnie, as you rightly say, just caught them quarter ball there and just lost the cue ball. After a very good break of 44, he'll be disappointed that he's left Stephen Hendry a chance for the counter-attack.
Needed to hit that red just off straight, but hit it just off straight the wrong side.
Sure, Stephen played for the blue there, but had the yellow in reserve, or possibly the brown. But a little bit of work to do with the cue ball. Just the one to the right of the pinks, clearly available into the right-hand corner. That'll be the one he's playing for this time.
Three.
Not as straight on the red as he would like, so something to do positionally with this.
Four.
Yes, couldn't be certain what was going to happen there. Gave off 3 balls and didn't finish on a colour.
Stephen Hendry, 4.
But what he has done is played a very, very good safety shot. Ronnie can see the 2 reds that are on the pink spot. I don't think they're a plant. But in fairness, it's very difficult to get back to ball. So he might decide to try and make this into a plant. Fantastic pot.
Well, a minute ago, Hendry thought he'd got O'Sullivan in trouble. Now he thinks that he's going to lose this frame.
12. 13.
O'Sullivan's first contribution was 44, which has been the lowest break in the last 6 frames, this unbelievable match. 4 consecutive
20.
centuries were played in the previous 4 frames, and prior to that, an 80 break from each player.
21.
Well, actually, both 80s were from Ronnie O'Sullivan, so it has been an unbelievable last few frames.
$28. 29.
It's always important to make a good start to any session. Creates a kind of momentum. You can get away sharply.
35.
And this is sharp.
43. 45. 48. 52. 57.
What a superb start. O'Sullivan's really up for this.
63.
72. Hendry falls behind for the first time. O'Sullivan leads by 13 frames to 12. So, is this going to be the night? for Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's been in 2 semi-finals at the Crucible, never reached the final. But the way he started, in such flying form, it really does seem as if it might be his turn. But still a long way to go, and Hendry immensely determined, immensely experienced. He wants to make this chance to win a 7th world title really tell. He's won 6, as have Ray Reardon in the 70s, Steve Davis in the 80s. He wants to surpass them.
Frame 26, Stephen Hendry to break.
Well, this will definitely, I'm sure, be a tempter for Ronnie O'Sullivan. If it was just a fraction off the cushion, I'm sure he'd play the slow roll for the black, but as it's near the cushion, he may find cueing difficult, but that still looks to be his choice.
As well to get in, then he is going to be difficult to stop.
Eight. Nine.
On the black, but he's faced with a very tricky shot if he's playing the one along the top cushion. Might decide to play it with stun on side to make it into a shot to nothing, as far as trying to cover the red with the black should he miss it.
24.
Could be worth the risk here. But deciding to play at the cannon for the 2 reds just to open those 2 out. So he's now got 3 reds in possible positions.
32. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 32.
Well, nothing difficult about this. But however good you are, you can't pop them all.
One.
Always a risk when going in and out of balk. Still got half a chance for the red in the corner.
Seven.
Well, the normal shot's into the pink, but the pink is not in the ideal situation, so he may be playing for the loose red here. Oh, decided to go into the pack around the bottom 2 cushions because of the proximity of the pink was bad. Didn't look to have the angle, but played it to perfection.
12.
Cue ball suddenly takes off with all the topspin and a little touch of right-hand side. Excellent shot. He's actually looking at a 2-ball plant fly. This he'll only play it if it's dead in.
Well, I'm right behind it, and it doesn't look set for the baulk pocket.
If it's set for the left-hand jaw, he can play it as a slight reverse plant by just screwing back, and he could almost play it as a shot to nothing. The only red he could leave would be the one that's going to stop near the pink spot in the middle pocket. It looks like he's going for it wholeheartedly, and this is going to have to go in if he's going to play the stun.
Well, not smack on, had to be made, and nearly made it.
Yes, in fairness, he was very unfortunate after playing the shot he did on the blue not to have some sort of pot. And this was a clever shot from O'Sullivan. Okay, if he pots it, he's nicely on pink or black, but he made sure he stopped the cue ball dead, so that not to leave a potable chance for Stephen Hendry at this end of the table.
Well, O'Sullivan was flying for the first frame and a bit. Hendry's safety play in the last few minutes has just brought him to earth.
And force the safety here. Chance here from Stephen's good safety as Ronnie O'Sullivan sits and looks on and hopes he's not done too much damage, but one good pot, cannon onto the red next to it. He'll be nicely on pink or black. He'll be nicely on pink or black. Really got into the cue ball well enough to even get onto the black direct. He's cueing very well. Black's going to go onto the pink spot, and if that's covering this red, he's not played the best shot.
8.
But he can get through to the red, so should be okay now to get onto black again.
9. $60. $70.
The way these two gentlemen have been playing, this would be an ideal opportunity to win the frame at this visit, but this is the final session of the semi-final of the World Championship.
24. $25. $32. $33.
May have looked as if Stephen Hendry overhit the cue ball there, but had to make sure it was top side of the black. These three reds all available into the right-hand corner. Just a case of which one he feels is the best choice to get onto.
$41. $48.
Red, black, red would be sufficient to leave O'Sullivan needing a snooker.
49. $56.
So if this red goes in, O'Sullivan's miss-hit safety will cost him the frame.
The yellow is causing the problem here for the natural angle to come round for the red. Stephen really just wants to make sure of this black, and that would, I'm sure, mean that Ronnie O'Sullivan wouldn't get out of his chair. That's why he's not risk going in and out of baulk. But the standard continues in this match.
64.
This is the lowest break we've had in the last 8 frames, and it's maybe not finished yet.
Well, it's not going to be the lowest, highest break, if you can put it that way.
$75.
25. Stephen Hendry levels the match at 13 all. Level with 7 to play. Can I ask you, Willie, to step into the Mystic Meg role and predict the future?
Well, unfortunately, Clive, I wish I could, because I know we've gone on a lot about this match, but this standard has never ever been witnessed before. We've seen a player play as good as one of them, and the opponent just sit there and suffer. As Hendry, I remember a match in the UK Championship when he made, I think, something like 5 or 6 centuries against Ken Doherty. The opponent sometimes can't do anything about it, but these two players are both at their best possible form. And it's almost like a boxing match. When somebody makes 80, the next one makes 80. If somebody makes 100, the next one makes 100. So if you're asking me to make a prediction, Clive, I'm afraid for once, I don't very often sit on the fence, but I think this time, Clive, I'm going to have to sit on the fence. I think it's just too hard to call. I think it's an unbelievable match, and I can't wait for the next frame to start.
So, 5.5 hours play in this match.
Ronnie O'Sullivan to green.
Spread over 3.5 sessions. Terrific long red. Could have been a kinder kiss.
Yes, especially as he knew that there was no natural gap into baulk, so he had to pot that red. And within 2 shots, he's actually kissed 3 balls, but managed to get the pot. He's faced with another tricky one here, though.
6.
He is cueing well. He did have problems with his cue action this season, which he'd never had before, but the help of Frank Callan, the father of modern coaching, and his own hard work, has got the action back in the groove.
Well, to be honest, Clive, even at his very, very best, I'm sure in his career he's never had an opponent play
50.
quite as well as Ronnie O'Sullivan has played against him, and this action is standing up under all the pressure.
$22. 23.
A lot of people thought the end had come as far as Stephen Hendry
30.
dominating tournaments were concerned when he'd got married and had a family, but didn't realise his
31.
appetite for the game is still 110%.
The referee, John Williams, not absolutely sure whether the pink would go in the
37.
spot. It won't. It goes on the highest available.
38.
Once again, the pack is not ideal, but what he would like to do if he's going to play into the pack is it possibly the joint of the two reds in the middle of the four, so he needs to hit both of them half ball, and that would spread the whole lot. Just hit it full, you see. That's always the problem when it's a flat pack. If you ever hit one full ball, you have no chance.
45.
Just watch the cue ball, you see. You needed any sort of joint, and there it is, full ball.
Stephen Hendry, 45.
That certainly helps as a touching ball. Ronnie O'Sullivan has a chance of getting cue ball in behind the green if he wants to play in between brown and blue. But paramount importance here, he must get the cue ball tight on the ball cushion, just about where his cue is now. I don't think he can get to where he is there unless he plays with the spider, but he maybe can reach it. So long as he doesn't kiss the yellow, this will be fine.
Striking downwards. Cue ball did a little jump to start off, but perfectly okay. Good shot. Had to get the cue ball over the right hand side of the table to make sure that Hendry couldn't stick the red back to right middle.
Quite as planned. Wanted to get the cue ball tight on the back cushion. Now can Ronnie pot the one in the middle? This is dangerous. Very surprised he went wholeheartedly for that. Thought if he played the screw back and to get on the black, he would have a chance of getting away with it.
Too well. So instead of being smack on the black, he has an awkward cut back.
The way he's playing obviously is very confident, but this is a tricky black. I'm so surprised he took it on, but it's straight into the heart of the pocket. He's brilliant again. The confidence of this man is amazing, considering how Ronnie O'Sullivan has been playing.
Nine.
Well, when he's playing well himself, Hendry has got immense self-belief.
Well, this is the key shot coming up. If it's going to turn out to be a frame-winning chance, he's nicely in the lead by 58 points, so any other 2 or 3 reds required. As long as he gets perfect on the black here, shouldn't be any problem. And that looks to the inch.
21. 22. 29. 30. 35. 36.
So Sullivan knows he's going to be a frame behind again. Hendry has clinched this frame
43.
with an air of total certainty.
44. 51. 52.
'The lowest, highest break of the frame for 8 frames has been 70.
56. 57.
'This will be a 91 clearance
64.
if he knocks the lot in.
66. 69. 73. 78.
The incredible standard of play continues. Hendry opened the scoring in this frame with 45. He finishes it with 78 and goes back in front. Hendry leads by 14 frames to 13. Now Hendry has had a season which is excellent by any standards except his own. He's won 3 events, but not quite the dominance that he's had in previous years. In part, that's the problem with his cue action that I was talking about earlier, but also the standard of the other players is so high now. And I just wonder, Willie, whether the top players of today aren't taking snooker onto a new level.
Yes, I think without doubt, Clive. I mean, obviously sometimes when we're playing well in practice we can play like these two players are playing, but to do it at the match arena in the biggest championship that our game has, and to play as consistently as all 4 semi-finalists, Higgins, Williams, Hendry and O'Sullivan, the standard has really gone beyond the realms of almost unbelievable. I mentioned in the studio this afternoon that Dennis Taylor was thinking of retiring. The way these guys are playing, I might be joining him because they're just getting too good.
Frame 28. Stephen Hendry to win.
Such was the excellent safety shot. Stephen may be forced into attempting the red to the left of the blue because the red over the pocket is actually making it a slightly bigger pocket than normal. So even if you hit this red bad, you can either go in off the red or off the cushion and in off the red. So certainly we're taking this one on.
Had to attempt that. He didn't really have a safety.
In fairness, Clive, it's one of those situations you've alluded to already. He actually cued too well. I mean, how on earth can he hit the jaws there and not hit the red? Just hit it too good.
Eight. Nine. 16. 17.
Oh, great chance again to get Ronnie O'Sullivan level, and I just wonder who's going to weaken first. Because at this moment in time, as soon as they get a chance, they both speed up round the table.
24.
And they both look very, very confident indeed.
$25. 32. 33. 38.
The cue ball has drifted about 3 inches further than he wanted.
Yes, and his face tells the story there. He'd got such a margin of error for position on any one of these three reds, and he's completely overhit it. Played the risky double. But doesn't appear to have done any damage, but a nice 38-point lead.
He knew, though, that he had a chance to win the frame in a single visit there. And you only say things like that about players who are playing to the very highest standards.
And in a funny sort of way, Clive, the fact that he's now 38 points in front, I think actually puts the pressure on Ronnie now, because he knows that he had a good chance there of certainly getting at least 50 or 60 in front, and if he was to lose this frame and go 15, 13 behind at the interval, he may be wondering how he could play such a bad positional shot as he did, and it would hurt if he lost this frame, and here maybe is half that chance.
Well, two questions. Can Hendry see the red nearest the middle pocket, or will, to which the answer is no. Does the other red cut? Which the answer is yes. Perfect kiss on the outside red in the bunch.
Stephen obviously knew it was kissing the red, but would have been delighted to see exactly how it kissed the red. This is one of those situations where that 38-point lead could evaporate very, very quickly.
Yes, a two-frame deficit For O'Sullivan at this stage of the match would be serious, because Hendry would then be within 2 frames of victory.
Took the risk there, because this time he felt whatever sort of kiss he had, he was bound to have a pot available somewhere. And he may even decide to play the same shot again now, because he can hit the outside of the 3 reds, the red on the right hand side. That would push all reds into open play and would make this a frame winning chance. But I think he's playing for the loose red this time. Probably the one over the middle pocket.
$32. $33.
Blue will take the scores all square, but quite clearly it would be advantage Hendry in this frame.
$38. $39.
Certainly on the red right of picture. I was just wondering whether the back red of the 3 was also potable.
Yes, Clive, the way he plays this positional shot will tell us that, because
44.
he's not really tried to go high on the blue, so maybe that is potable, that bottom red. If it's not, he's just about got the angle to kiss the pink, but if he plays the cannon full ball this time at the pace, may leave himself snookered. That was always going to be the problem. I could see it happening.
49.
One of the 4 times, Clive, where anything but a full ball would have been okay.
Well, not at the angle on the red where he can get the cue ball back to baulk.
Stephen Hendry, 49.
But from the touching ball, O'Sullivan certainly can. Thought about leaving the cue ball behind the green, behind brown and blue.
The red he must cover up really is the red to the left of the pink, because Stephen can play that as a shot to nothing into the right-hand corner pocket. Whereas if the red to the right of the pink, he leaves a pot on that, Stephen would find it very difficult to avoid the kiss on the black. So that's why he's playing, you see. He doesn't mind leaving him the shot to nothing on this one, because the angle's not there to go around the back of the black, and that's a very, very clever shot. Excellent safety. It's a toughie, Clive. I think the only one I can see from here is trying to hit the red very, very thin. The in-off would be on, of course, but if he does get it right, he can certainly leave Ronnie nothing on. Any other shot, he's going to have to play it perfectly. I wonder if he's going to be tempted to go for the pot and worry where the kiss is going to end up.
Forced into the pot and potted it.
Well, Stephen's so unlucky that the shot of the championship is finished, because that would have won it by 100 yards.
Seven. Eight.
A little surprised that Stephen decided to try and get onto the black there. Could have stunned the red in and left a three-quarter ball pink and got onto the red in the opposite corner. As it is now, maybe he's looking at the pink in the middle. This is not easy.
Now, is he going to risk the red along the rail? Just red and a colour secures the frame. Absolutely certain of the black.
22.
No thought of getting good position for yellow.
Stephen Hendry, 22.
To leave O'Sullivan needing two snookers.
It really has been an excellent frame of snooker. Ronnie O'Sullivan's just made the one mistake when he got to break to 38, didn't get onto one of the two loose reds that were available at the time, and since then I've not had another chance.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 2. 3, Stephen Hendry.
O'Sullivan concedes and falls 2 behind. Hendry leads by 15 frames to 13 at the mid-session interval. Played in such a way that the red he attempted was the only one that he could possibly leave. And sometimes with that sort of shot, you do leave it.
1.
This possibly one of the most important frames Ronnie O'Sullivan has played in his distinguished career so far. It really is a must-win frame for him. 15-14, right back in the match.
40.
Were he to lose it, he would be 3 down with 4 to play.
Twenty-three. 30.
Still the 2 loose reds, so no need to play the cannon this time. That was the kind of shot that got him into trouble at the end of his 38 break in the last
36.
frame. Just overran it, but quite clearly this time, no problem. Choice of 2 reds available.
$37. 44.
Oh, this is tough. He's virtually dead straight on this black. If the cue ball had bounced another 2 or 3 inches out into open play, it would have been very easy to screw back. As it is now, he's got a cue down on it and play for a red in the middle. It's always going to be a difficult pot.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 45.
Yes, that was tough, only just off the straight and having to power it, going downwards, difficult. So O'Sullivan will be hoping that this isn't an action replay of the previous frame in which he was in play with 38. But ran out of position
8.
and lost the frame.
It's not one of his Sunday best, though. Could get, it's possibly just the avenue to go round the back of the black, but maybe playing through the gap of the red and the pack to get onto the black. He's cueing down very deep on the cue ball, and that's the gap he's played for. What a shot.
9.
Well, that is an awful lot of confidence to play a shot with the rest like that. Straight into the heart of the pocket.
$16. 17. 24.
Quite clearly, Ronnie now realises that that could have been his last visit in this frame. But Stephen knows if he wins it, he'll only need that 1 frame, so there's a little bit more pressure on this frame than most.
25.
Just wonder whether he's going to risk the kiss on the pink, or will he play the roll through for the red, just the top side of the blue. It looks like he's going to play the cannon on the pink, If this guy looks like he's going to play the cannon on the pink, and if this goes right, it's a frame-winning chance. Well, I didn't get the kiss.
32.
It was a clever attempt, though, that. He didn't want to really get into the cue ball and hit the pink full ball and really maybe not on one. He was trying to kiss it half ball. Just drifted past it.
Well, straight to the corner, and it would have been a near certainty, but half ball, certainly missable, particularly under pressure like this.
I wonder if Stephen will play the same shot. The red in the middle is very tight. Stephen could play the same shot as Ronnie, this screw into baulk pocket and play it as a shot to nothing. Red into middle, he would have to pot it because the red in baulk would come into play should he miss it.
Seven. 8. 30.
Sullivan won't be expecting another shot in this frame.
Yes, I can only think of 3
40.
mistakes from O'Sullivan this evening. He won the first frame this evening, broke down after 4 reds and 4 blacks, missed an easy red to take a 2-frame lead. He led by 38 2 frames ago, lost it. He led by 45 this frame and looks favourite to lose it, but a little bit of work to do here for Stephen Hendry. So 3 mistakes could have cost him 3 frames. Well, the green's by far the toughest choice of colour, but he knows he's bound to be on the red should he pot it.
Just yellow, green and brown needed.
25. 28. 32. 37.
Iron will, steely temperament, great technique.
43. 50 in the frame.
And with that 50 kills, Stephen Hendry moves Ronnie O'Sullivan by 16 frames to 13. 3 up, 4 to play. But don't think it's over. A couple of years ago, I remember, O'Sullivan was 8-2 down in the final of the Liverpool Victoria Charity Challenge in Birmingham to Hendry. Ran off 6 frames in no time at all, only for Hendry to make a 147 in the last frame. So there's still the possibility of a highly dramatic finish here, with the match going the distance, or nearly the full distance. But Hendry won't have any inhibitions about clinching victory if he gets the chance. Great bottle for a match, but don't rule O'Sullivan out.
Frame 30, Stephen Hendry to break. Thank you.
Couldn't have finished more awkwardly than that.
12. Ronnie O'Sullivan 1, Stephen Hendry 7.
And immediately called on himself by O'Sullivan. Fouled the red.
Could have barely moved the red, because in our slow motion we showed you, we couldn't see the red move. So, true sportsmanship there from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, I remember when he was playing John Parrott, he had a very easy red hanging over a middle pocket, but was stretching over the bunch to play it. The referee didn't notice that he'd moved a red, but O'Sullivan called it, and Parrott knocked the lot in, 133.
Well, Stephen Hendry leaving Ronnie O'Sullivan another one of these tempters, but this time, as you can clearly see, there's a lot of loose reds at this end of the table. This has got to go in. Just about got high enough with the cue ball not to have done any damage. Play with a lot of topspin here to take the cue ball back up to the lower end of the table in such a way that it was virtually a shot to nothing.
Misjudged safety from Hendry. It's okay. Certainly didn't need to cannon a second red. Well, it wasn't okay.
One.
Red clipper ball. And possible to get the cue ball round the table for choice of ball colour.
Get it.
Well, that's very unlucky. Decided to take the ball by the horns and go for the difficult yellow. Any kiss by that one, almost sure to be on a red. This is a tricky one in the middle, he's attempting, but can get the cue ball on the blue and relatively safe, but he's had a kick. Thankfully for Ronnie, the kick made no difference to the pot. Just watch the cue ball here. There's the bounce, took all the pace out of the cue ball. The white would have actually finished about 4 or 5 inches from the middle pocket, so you can see how bad a kick that was.
Ten. $11. $16. $17. $23. $24.
This will be an excellent break if you continue this with a black out of commission. It's very difficult to keep potting pinks in middle pockets. But slowly is getting a sizable lead in this frame. And that's come to the end. That's a bad shot.
30.
Well, I assume he was playing a stun back for the red underneath the pink. And did he take on that desperately dangerous double out of sheer frustration? Shouldn't have done.
It's just amazing how sometimes Ronnie has these rushes of blood. Because it's left Stephen Hendry a chance to get the black back into play here. So close to being one of those players that can be sometimes unbeatable. Just the odd little lapses. And this could be a very important lapse. But I think it's probably too straight to do anything with a cue ball here. You can clearly see the black was about 1/8 of an inch off the cushion, and if he plays a fierce either screw or run through, he could develop the 3 reds. Oh, that's an unbelievable shot. That is unlucky.
8.
Well, the cue ball leapt after the black.
Incredible pressure shot he decided to take on there. He knew that if this goes right now, he's bound to play the cannon into the middle red of the 3 reds here. Should push one over the corner.
16.
Clear-cut match-winning chance.
The double may have cost Ronnie O'Sullivan the match. A double may have won Stephen Hendry the match.
17.
I really don't want this match to end. This has been, without doubt, the greatest match I've ever seen.
24.
As far as two players playing at the top of their form, and just this last 2 or 3 frames, Stephen Hendry has just made fewer mistakes. That's all this match is down to. No easy balls really been missed, but Hendry slowly but surely stamping his authority on this match.
31. 32. 39.
Well, quite clearly not the desired kiss, and under normal circumstances this would be relatively straightforward. This is not normal.
40. 47. 48.
Black, red, black, and you wouldn't need to pop the last red as well.
This quite
55.
clearly has been a tremendous break of 55 so far. Decided to make sure of putting the frame beyond doubt, getting on nicely on the blue. So just the last red.
37 in front, 35 on the table. The last red puts the match beyond doubt, and what a match it's been. Four centuries from Hendry,
66.
4 from O'Sullivan,
68.
including the 1-3-4, which was only pink and black short of a maximum.
71.
But it's Hendry who's going to be going through to the final.
75.
And every credit to Ronnie O'Sullivan, who has made this match one of the all-time classics. Not his turn this year, but it won't be long, I'm sure.
Stephen Hendry brings a wonderful match to a close with the break of 86. He beats Ronnie O'Sullivan by 17 frames to 13 to qualify for the final.